Thanks for logging on to myfoxhurricane.com. Now we've got two areas that we're watching that. Invest 92 that was designated by the Hurricane Center yesterday. And you see the percentages now up to a 90% chance of development. This is certainly looking a lot more impressive than it was just a couple of days ago. And then we also have another wave, which is just now working its way off the coast of Africa. And I mentioned this yesterday. The Fox model was picking up on this, that we're going to start to see more and more of these waves working their way off the coast of Africa. And some of these are starting to look a bit more promising, that we could see more development with this. So here we are looking in on that Invest 92. This is a closer view. We're looking at the visible satellite loop, and you look at this and you're definitely seeing more of a spin with this. Now, some of the latest information coming from some of the satellites are really kind of peering in and looking for that closed circulation, because this is so far out, we're not able to fly a plane out to this sort of a location. So it's all based on satellite data. And what we're seeing right now is, while we are starting to see these winds picking up, we're starting to see more organization. One of the key things that we need is a closed circulation, and we're not seeing that just yet with this system. Looks like we're probably pretty close to it, but we're not quite at that criteria yet. You're also still seeing some of this drier air sitting just to the north of this system. That is that Saharan dust, but you notice as the loop is going on and it's getting more organized, it does look like it's starting to push a lot of this dust away from this system. So here's a little bit of a wider view, that enhanced satellite view as well, and you're starting to see more and more of these clusters of storms, but you're also looking for more of this to start to really move more towards the center of that circulation. And that does look like that will come in time. But as the computer models are now focusing in on where this will eventually go and picking up that this will develop, it will strengthen, but you notice that track moving to the north and the northwest. So staying well off our coastline. We do have Bermuda in here, and that is about the only area that's going to really have to watch this very closely based on the information that we're getting from the various computer models. But you notice when you're looking at this track of all the various computer models, and we're looking long range, you're really seeing very good consensus. Quite often I show you these and you see it starts out really a very good consensus, and then they all start to spread out all over the place. But you're seeing pretty much all the way through, they're staying pretty tightly clustered, which gives us that good confidence in what we're seeing with the various forecast models. Here's just a look at the European AI, and the GFS, and you're seeing basically that same thing, basically stacked right on top of each other as we go through Friday, heading into the weekend, and then eventually turning more towards the north. But you see Bermuda right in here, and you see in the European pushing it very, very close to Bermuda as well. And some of these others moving a little bit slower. The AI model not picking up on this as much as we go through the long term. So here's another view from our own Fox model, and this is picking up on this system. You're also seeing the other waves working their way off the coastline. But as we go through time, it does look like as we head towards the weekend, even though we're still talking about a developing system, it does look like it will start to move into an environment where maybe some of the mid-level dry air could start to affect this system as we head towards the weekend. You can see this in the wind field, because you see it is picking up on that wind speed starting to increase, but then notice towards the end of this, it's starting to trail off on those winds, maybe showing this system maybe starts to struggle a little bit. Now, given this is about the only model that we're really seeing this at this point, but we are seeing in many of the other computer models that we're seeing as we head towards the weekend that maybe some drier air in the mid-levels of the atmosphere work their way in. So that is one thing I will be watching for as we go through the week. And of course, we'll keep you updated right here on myfoxhurricane.com.